Hey guys, welcome back to Creativity and Inspiration. I'm Lisa. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you found us, and if you keep coming back, thank you. You know how special you are. Today I have an awesome video for you. I'm super excited about it. So we're going to jump right in, but for everybody that sent positive vibes about Sammy, I wanted to say he's doing much better. His tummy issues are all resolved and his pain is better. He's on the lower end of his meds now, which is all good. So makes for a happy mama for sure. Our video today is all about using packaging in our journals. I have some different ideas for you, hopefully. And we're going to make some things using magnets in our packaging. Let's just head over and jump in because I'm excited for you to see some of the ideas I've come up with. Okay guys, I know it looks like I have a mess on my desk, but believe me, it's organized chaos. So we're going to start with first what we're going to need to create our cool things with packaging and magnets. And I have pulled some sari silks and pinks and some unique ribbons that I had. This one has like little roses. Besides that, I have this one snippet of blue velvet ribbon, have a piece of white lace, and I have this big bag of tea-dyed vintage laces and ribbon and stuff. And next, we have our packaging that we're going to use. Of course, we have Tim Holtz, and we're not only going to use the clear bag, but also the packaging insert, the cardboard part. We're going to use this. This is going to be perfect to use. This was a package that held a couple of brushes, and I just love the design and the colors on the back, and I have a great idea for using this. This is another piece of packaging from a paintbrush. This is a 5x7 clear bag that held some bookmarks that was in a trade or swap I did. This little bag, I can't remember. It's like 7x4, I think. Yeah, 7x3 3/4. And it's got those little satiny flowers in it. And then we have this little bitty package right here. And it's like 2x2 3/4. It's really cute, and I thought we definitely could use that. This one is just a big clear package. It's 5x7. This index card's actually in I think these are 4x6. Yeah, it's in a little 4x6 clear sleeve that we're going to use. And then this is my favorite. This is a heavy-duty, nice packaging. It was actually 2 separate sets of paintbrushes. It has this natural divide down the center, and we're going to use this. It's got the zipper at the top, but it also, all you have to do is push it close. So we're going to start with this one in just a minute. And then what else do I have? Well, I have some coffee or tea stained paper. Then I have all the usual suspects, bits of different colors, maps, music paper, words. I'm going to add in some book pages probably. I have this railroad card that keeps jumping out every time I pull papers. I have small little sheets of different colors of paper. I have this paper, which is pretty. It's yellow on one side and this on the other. Thought it was springy. And then, of course, these papers, which I love. I thought they went good together. Plus, it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. I'm definitely going to use that. And then some more purples. Just a package of purple paper. And I might have to go find some more like this. And then, of course, we have our magnets that we're going to use. So let's just jump in and start. And we're going to start with this thicker packaging. Like I said, I really love this. I like its heftiness, and it's really going to be good for, you know, holding a lot of stuff. I thought this would be good for holding paper clips, little brads, that sort of thing, maybe some rubber bands, whatever. But what I thought, because it has this natural splice down the middle, I thought that would be great to make this a page. But my journals are not this size. They are definitely much shorter. I don't want to cut it, so what I thought I would do is, before we get ready to decorate it, I'm going to fold it up just a little bit and sew these two sides. So I'll have a pocket in the front here, and then I'll have the two closures up here. And that'll be perfect. And I'm going to add it in to my social media journal. This is where I keep track of everything I'm trying to do. And it has rubber band closures because I want to be able to take out the insides and then replace them as needed. I don't want to be stuck with locked in sides. So what I thought I would do is I would come and maybe add it into the center of this first signature, if I can find the center. Okay, here's the center, and I thought this would be great. Once I sew it, all I have to do is slide it in just like that, and I've got a great way to hold my paper clips, rubber bands, whatever else. I could put smaller ephemera in here, and it's not going to come out. Yes, one side has the zipper now, and one side doesn't, but that's okay because it's like a Ziploc, and you just can push it closed and it stays closed. And then you just stick your nail or something in there and pull it apart. So this is going to work really good. But before I do anything, I'm going to decorate it. And I think I'm going to use this blue paper. Because it's on both sides, and I love both sides of this blue paper. I'm going to use that. And I need some complementary. I like that with it. Yes, we're going to do that. And what I'm going to do is now, it's not going to go all the way up to the closure, but I'm fine with that. If that bothers you, then you would definitely want to do another sheet of paper. Now, this is printed on here. You can't take it off, but all we're going to do is put a sticker over that, and it'll be fine. But first, let's cut our paper to fit. We're first going to mark it to cut it down so it fits all the way across, but it won't go all the way across because it's got a natural divide there. Let me get my paper cutter for this. Okay. Now I'm just going to mark where this is. Perfect. Now I'm going to mark where the center line is. It's funny, I'm using this Cricut paper cutter. I don't have my Cricut anymore. I just could not get into using it. No shade to it. I just couldn't get into using it. So there's our two pieces of paper. We'll put this out of the way for now. And then we're just going to slide them into our pockets. I'm going to use the little zipper for now to open them. I think I closed them. Oh, yep, there we go. And they don't, like I said, they're stuck together in the center there. So we have to, okay, I need to cut just a tiny bit off so they slide in, which I was afraid of. Just a teeny bit. Trim this one. Okay, so now we've got our paper in there and it looks good. We've got the solid on one side and the rainbows on the other. This is going to be the one that is the front. Now, what I'm going to do is take my pocket, bring it up, crease my paper, and go sew my edges down. And then that's why I wanted to do the paper before I did the sewing. And that looks really, really good. So let me sew this down, and then we're going to decorate the outside of the plastic then, and we'll come in and maybe add another pocket, or we'll add, let's see, maybe some lace to it. Maybe we'll add like a little belly band of lace, which I like that too, going across both sides with maybe a hint of the flowers. Maybe a hint of the yellow. Or maybe just the lace, and then maybe we'll do, let's see, maybe layer up like a little ticket on it, maybe. Maybe we'll just put the ticket with some, all I did was cut a snippet of the natural cheesecloth off. I got this on Amazon. It's lasted forever. It was a yard. Wasn't that expensive. But I'm gonna have maybe just a little pop of lace too. Maybe the cheesecloth, the lace, and then our ticket on the pocket like that. Yep, I like that. So let me go sew my pockets down really fast. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, you definitely wouldn't have to sew it down. But there we have 2 pockets now. This is going to be the center, which is going to be good. And then we can come in and decorate our pockets if we want. Or we could leave them plain. It's totally, personal preference. How I guess, utilitarian is this pocket going to be. This one's actually going to be very used a lot. So maybe I don't want to decorate it. I'm going to be in and out of it all the time. Do I want to be worrying about if this is going to hold up? Is this going to fall off? But we might decorate one side and then leave the other side plain. Just to get a taste of what you could do if it was not going to be used that much. I know though when I use something all the time that it can be very rough on it. So, but let's just do this. And there. And that could be how it looks on that pocket plain. Let me get my double-sided tape because I'm just going to use some tape on that. And this double-sided tape is like my go-to to put things down, whether it's fabric, paper, whatever. And it will come off on this cheesecloth. I just kind of have to work it a little bit more. And actually the tape is grabbing onto the piece of lace as well. And then I'm just going to put that straight up and down on top of that. And we've got a cute little cluster. And then we're going to put this pocket in our social media journal. Look at that. Now we've got that. That's a great pocket, but let's say you don't like this. This doesn't bother me. Like I said, this is a very utilitarian pocket, but we can always cover it up with, actually just put a piece of blue paper, and it could be a piece of our rainbow paper across it. And it could be a little belly band. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'm going to measure it this way by just kind of folding where I want it to be. And I'll get it straight in my paper cutter here. Right there seems perfect. Then I'm going to get my double-sided tape. And like I said, if you didn't want to cover it up, that's perfectly fine too. Remember, it's your journal, how you're using it, what you're using it for. So, you know, do you. But this is a great way to use up packaging, especially if it's a heavy, thick packaging like this, because I know it can withstand being open and closed a lot. We've just kind of tied it all together nice and neat with the blue theme. We've added a pop of color inside with that. You could put pictures in here. Like I said, I'm going to put paper clips, but you could do whatever you wanted. And we have an amazing pocket in the front here, in the front there. And then when you flip it over on the back here, there's a great belly band, not to mention the pocket at the top here, as well as over there, just like that. Now let's get my journal back. Find my center of my, right there. Pick up the rubber band. That's another reason I love journals like this, when I change out stuff a lot, because it's easy to add stuff in too. And there we go. Boom. Now, what else can you do with packaging? Well, I'm going to show you, so hang on a second. And this one we're going to make into an envelope. So what I'm going to do, take out all these fun spring bookmarks. Look at these. These are so cute. Look at these. Look at the ones with the tulips. These are so fun. Lots of bookmarks. Look at that. That's fun. This one's my favorite. Oh, no. This one's my favorite. Grateful and thankful. Grateful and thankful. But I love them all. Oh, I need a reading journal. Does anybody have any? And for a reading journal, I would like one that has some prompts to it. Does anybody have any suggestions? Because I'm in book club and I read a lot of books. Plus I read a lot on my own, and it would just be helpful to have a reading journal. Okay. Now we're going to turn this into an envelope. A sideways envelope like this. And this will be our top. Like that. So we're going to take a bag that opens on the top like this. And we're going to go from a bag like this to an envelope like this. So first we need to just make sure I'm going to open it up. I'm thinking, how am I going to turn this into an envelope? And I know. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to cut one layer, this layer. I'm going to cut this layer right here down and off. And then that flap will be the envelope fold over. So, let's get my scissors. I'm opening it up. My scissors are inside the bag. And I'm going to cut at an angle, sort of. And it's not going to be perfect. But that's okay. Because if everything had to be perfect in my life, I wouldn't be doing too well right now. Now I'm going to come up right here. Okay, there. Now, let's get a piece of paper so maybe we can see what's going on here. Because don't worry, I'm having as much trouble as you guys seeing this. Alright, so can you see the flap I cut right there? That's the flap. And this is the envelope. Now the problem is I need to, you know what, that'll work. Let's cut off this end flap now. That's sticky. We're going to cut it off. No. Yes, we're going to cut it off. But I'm going to cut it off a little above the fold because I'm going to use part of it to just glue it down. So I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch of plastic when I cut this off. Okay. There we go. Now I still have a little fold right there. I know this is probably hard to see, but I still have a little fold right there, and it's going to fold over and glue down, tape down, whatever. But I have to trim it up here at the top so it doesn't get in the way of the envelope. Well, no, it'll be okay. No, I have to trim it. Oh, no, you know what we're going to do? Open up the flap like that. Then this little piece right here, we're going to fold it over and tape it down like that. Then our envelope is whole. Whole. There won't be any hole. There won't be any place for anything to fall out except the opening at the top of our envelope. And don't worry, this will make sense when I can. Okay, so see the flap right here. I'm going to put my tape on it. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have the flap of the envelope up here under my scissors. And we're turning a bag into an envelope. And then we're going to do something else. So just hang tight. There we go. And that's it. Now our envelope is sealed. And I'll show you, we can put our bookmark in it. And it fits. So there is our envelope from a bag. Okay, but that's not what we're doing. Well, we're not done. No. This is a flimsy envelope, so we need to give it some body, some strength. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pretty flower paper. And I'm going to put it inside our envelope just like we did our pocket. The paper is going to go inside, but I'm only going to do it inside the flap and inside the big front part. So I'm going to kind of measure this so it'll go in. And then we'll probably have to trim it a little bit because it was an old bag too. So I'm going to get my paper cutter. And we're going to see if we need to trim it down or if, oh, I can't grab it, or if it fits. Okay, so we're making an envelope from a clear bag. Yeah, I figured because it's not perfectly square, it was going to need to be a little bit. Let's see if I can. Okay. That's fine because you know what? We're still repurposing this old, this packaging into something really new and cool. Okay. We'll see how that does. Might have to trim it again, which is fine. Open my flap up. The flap is what we're doing next, so we can all see it better. Okay, we're going to slide the paper into our envelope here. Oh, I still need to do just a tad more. Because the bag is off a little bit, it's just a little bit hard to... That would be my luck. Get the paper in there and then have to take it out and put it in the right way. Okay. There we go. Now it's in, but we're going to have to trim the part across the top down a little bit now. Okay. So the flap will close. Okay, there we go. Now we got our card in the inside. And we gotta get our flap out. Okay. So there we go. There's our envelope. Okay. Now we're gonna decorate the back side. Okay, so now we're going to measure for the back part, and it's basically the same. I need a different piece of paper. We're going to use the purple for the back part, so I'm just going to measure the same. And we're going to take our paper and slide it into our envelope. There we go. Super cute. There's the back. There's the front of our envelope. Now what you can do is you can cut this purple piece down if you want so it matches the back, and then you can glue it to the back of your envelope. Or you can not. You can leave them like this. This makes it way more sturdy because you have to remember this was just a flimsy bag. But here's the deal. The great thing is it's clear, but you can still stick stuff. If you want to hide something, you can still stick stuff in this envelope that nobody will be able to see like that. And nobody sees what's in your envelope. Could also add a piece of paper to the flap up here. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard to see, guys. I literally cannot see it. That's so crazy. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Then we'll cut that out. And then we're going to attach this to our flap at the top. And then we'll trim off what we need to. Actually didn't do too bad with that, considering I couldn't see nothing on it. So I'm gonna add a little. You can use glue if you want. If you have invisible glue, use glue. Perfect. Okay, so there's our envelope. Now, if you wanted to, you could make a really cool closure for this. Let me put tape on the bottom part. I was just trying to keep it from flopping down on itself. All I'm doing is applying the second piece of tape so I can attach the flap all the way. There we go. All right, now the flap is touched and we've made an envelope out of packaging. If you really want to make it cool, you can put a magnet here and here and hide it just inside here with another piece of purple paper. So let's do that. Let's see here. Wish I had a whole piece of this to fit. But I don't have any more of this paper. But that's okay. Just to show you guys, I'm going to splice it together. Which I'll understand you would use a whole piece. Okay? So all you do is make a backing for this. So I'm going to make a backing. And I'm going to start right there, and I'm just going to trace it. Boop, 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 there. And we'll cut that side out. And then we're going to just tape it down to our paper. Now, before I close it up the rest of the way, I'm going to hold this with my pencil. I'm going to open up my magnets, and I'm going to get the first magnet we're going to use. And I was going to show you these magnets. They're really cool. On the back, they're marked plus and minus. So you know you're not grabbing like 2 pluses or 2 minuses. Okay, so I'm going to get one of the minuses. If I can get it out of the packaging. Okay. So I got the minus. And that's sticky, so I'm going to put it kind of right in the center here, which is about right there. And I'm just going to tape it, glue it down. It's sticky on itself. And then I'm going to cover up this end really quick with a last bit of paper. Right there. And we're going to just come in and scissors, cut. Trace, cut. I'm going to come in and cut it. I cut it a little long because I'm going to tuck it under. Okay, and then I'm going to come in and tuck it under right there. Get it all lined up. And then our magnet's in place in our top part. We're just going to put it in the bottom part. Let me show you that real quick. Now glue will be easier when it comes to this, again, because you'll be able to manipulate it for a bit longer. The problem with this tape is once it's in place, which I like, but, and especially when I'm trying to do this for you guys, I don't have to sit around and wait on glue to dry. But if you guys are doing it at home, you will have more time to there we go. Okay, now all we're going to do is come in behind this purple piece and add a positive because we used a negative. See if I can get them out. Hardest thing with these magnets, getting them out of this packaging. And this packaging would be great too, which I'll show you. If you want to see more packaging videos after this, I'll be happy to show you in another video. And all I'm going to do is peel the label, the plus off, peel up my envelope, kind of line it up like that, and put it right there like that. And what did I do wrong? Oh, shit. Okay. What we're going to do is we got to flip it over. So we're going to flip it over and we're going to put a piece of our flowered paper to hide it. I messed up. You got to, it won't work that way. You have to make sure you get your magnets lined up, guys. My bad. But you can cover this up right here. And then slide this back in your envelope. And you could use purple paper if you wanted it to kind of be like seamless. That's fine. Just get it back in. You can sew your paper in. You can glue your paper in. Whatever you want to do. And there you go. You have an envelope that will stay closed, so you could put tags in here, ephemera, and it won't spill out. And all of this from packaging and some magnets. I think it's pretty cute. Now the last thing we're going to talk about, because this video is going long, is this other piece of... First, let's put this in my social media journal because the colors match perfectly. And what we're going to do is open it up. And we're going to a page right here. We're going to use this gold page. Got our envelope open. And we're just going to... And then it's not going to fall off because it's clasped on there. Now our next one I'm going to show you real quick is using this. And this is brads. All you're going to do is, I'm just going to take the brads out because I've had them forever and I still haven't used them, but I want to use the packaging. Okay. So you pull them out. And what I'm going to do is move some of this all out of the way. Let me clean up my spot real quick. Okay, guys, with this piece of packaging, what we're going to do is make a bookmark. Simple, simple, right? It's already made for it. So I'm going to get my paper, and I'm going to use one that has a complementary color. The top is going to be the stripes, and the inside is going to be the yellow. And it fits just perfectly. So I'm just going to go ahead and tape it down. And then I'll trim it off, and then we'll flip it over and do... Okay, I'm just going to tape it straight on here, but before I do that, okay, just like that, I'm going to take off my tape. And I'll tape it better, but I'm trying to finish because this video is already really long. All right, okay. And then we're just going to match up our corners. Put it down, press, trim real quick. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and fold before I trim just to make sure I don't mess up the... Okay, now we're going to trim really quickly. So any type of packaging you have in this shape, it will work. Or just take a piece of like the Tim Holtz packaging and cut it. Cut a rectangle, and I'll give you the measurements for this one in just a second. Okay, there we go. There's the outside, ready to decorate. But before we do that, let's cover the inside. And this one, again, we're going to use our magnets, so I'll get those back. And we're going to do a bookmark. So we're going to put our magnets at the two ends. So okay, so this one will go with this shiny side up. Stick one to one end and one to the other. And like I said, they are sticky, so it's really easy to stick them. So I'm going to put the positive down here. It doesn't matter which one, but I'm going to put it on the tip down here. And then I'm going to put the other one on the tip down here. And there you have your closure or your bookmark. So you're going to open it back up, and we're going to cover that. And we're going to cover these with paper, but these magnets are kind of strong. They're for paper, but they can be kind of strong. So you might want to put a small piece of thin cardboard in between them, just so they don't rip up when you're trying to open your bookmark. See, it still works, but it gives it some buffer, and it's not as strong. So I'm going to put this over this one down here. And it just gives, it kind of breaks it a little bit, but makes it more where it's more friendly for a bookmark. And like I said, these are paper magnets, so they shouldn't be like doing that to each other, but they are. Okay guys, sorry. I had to get my charger. Now, we put the cardboard over the battery down here. It just makes it easier to get them apart, because I don't know if you can tell, this one started pulling away. So I'm also going to cover this one up just to make sure, yeah, they still work, just to make sure that it doesn't come apart. And I will link these. Apparently they're really good, as you can see. I just don't want them tearing my bookmark. Again, I'm in book club. I read a lot of books. And I need a good bookmark for my books. And I read several books at one time. Now I'm going to come in with some tape and just do the same thing I did on the other side. Okay. And this time I put the yellow on the outside. I'm going to fold it before I cut it. And then I'm going to cut it. And if you notice, I didn't have any severe pulling that time, which is good. So my magnets don't pull my bookmark apart. Oh, but wow, it's hard to cut when you've got striped paper. Okay. And there you have a great bookmark. You could decorate it with die cuts. You could decorate it with die cuts, with stickers, with whatever you want to. But it's fun. And it's on there. You could also use that as a belly band, because again, with the magnets on it, it's not gonna go anywhere. So it's a 2-for-1 right there. Okay, our last idea for our packaging is for this one that I got the paintbrushes. And for this one, I thought it would be fun just to use it to make like a ruched side. And, you know, ruched side is just one with a lot of folds in it. So I thought we would cut it in half. And you still have half of it to go, which could be a really cool, super thin tag holder if you wanted it to be. But all you would do is, I'm going to cut that folded piece off. All you would do is ruche it by, you know, you just fold up and down like that. But I thought you could layer some lace that would kind of go with it. And I'm going to cut this lace in half. So you just take your packaging, you take some lace that complements or doesn't, whatever you want to do, and you ruche it up, which is just doing that fold every so often. You fold it in on itself like that. And as you're doing that, you're stitching. So let's go over to the sewing machine and I'll just show you this, or you could do it with glue. With glue, it's harder, but definitely you could do it that way. So I'll be right back and we'll switch. All right, guys, and then you just can sew it into a tight lace like that, or into a looser one like that. But I thought the colors were pretty, and when you put those on a page, they're just gonna add a bit of interest, something different. Or you could add them to a tag or something like that. And again, just add some interest to a tag or whatever, as a pocket on a tag or something like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope maybe you found a new idea or two, maybe 3. I thought it was a fun video and a great way to use up old packaging. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button with that little bell. It would just help me out a whole lot, and I have a lot of awesome videos coming your way. So if you haven't yet, hit that little bell and click all, because then you'll just get notified when I upload. Doesn't mean you have to watch, it just means you'll get a little pop-up, not even very intrusive, that says, hey, you subscribed to this channel and a new video is available. So I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button and that little bell and give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down below. What was your favorite package transformation today? Was it the fancy pocket? Was it the envelope? Was it the bookmark / belly band? Or was it just the simple making the ruche from the packaging? Let me know. Also, how's everybody doing with the time change? Did everybody spring forward? I know unless you live in Arizona. I don't know, who else doesn't spring forward? Let me know down below what state you live in and does it spring forward or not. The one where I am right now does, and I hate it. I don't like losing an hour of sleep. Anyway, guys, I will see you on Wednesday. It's a fun, more art-centered video, and then we'll be back on Friday with another paper-centered video. Take care until then. Bye, guys. We're going to take all this